It's Laura here at the Charleston Holistic Center, and we're going to talk emotions. Yep, emotions. So, a study just came out that said people who give their anger free rein have trouble controlling their anger and get more angry in more situations than people who don't give their anger free rein. Now, interestingly, when I was in grad school in the 90s and taking some psychology classes, they had a study that said exactly the same thing. But somewhere in the 2000s, this information got lost and we were just supposed to let everything fly free. Don't know. But the study was you experience the emotion, you let it fly free, you don't work on assessing it, thinking about it, analyzing it, then you feel that emotion more frequently and you have a harder time reining it in. Let's think about this. So, emotions, what do they do in our body? They create chemicals, right? Because we all know that when you get angry, your blood pressure goes up. Measurable thing. Put the little cuff on. When you're angry, your blood pressure goes up. Why? Why? Because you create a chemical in your body that constricts the blood vessels and does several other things that raises your blood pressure. You've also might have heard of the love chemical. When you experience love and compassion, your body creates a chemical called oxytocin. Your blood pressure goes down when you have oxytocin. It also boosts your immune system, a bunch of other stuff. Why? You had an emotion, you make a chemical. That's what happens. So every time you have an emotion, your body makes chemicals and they do all kinds of things in your body. So, is it just anger? If you experience and express anger repeatedly and you get more and more anger and it's less easy to deal with the anger, is it only anger? I don't think so. Because they have done studies on people who are happy and people who express happiness express it more frequently and seem to have less ability to control when they're happy. They just Why would we care about this? Because we just talked about the chemicals in our body. Each emotion creates a different subset of chemicals. Emotions like anger and hatred and distrust and loathing and self-pity, they all create a certain subset of chemicals that are very different from the subset of chemicals for love and compassion and peace and joy and happiness. So what I'm suggesting is let's work on expressing love and peace and joy and happiness more frequently, less controlled, so that we express that more frequently with less control. It just is. And those other emotions, it's not about repressing, okay? That again, subtlety here, people. There's a difference between repressing and having a control over it. So we're wanting control over it. We're wanting those other emotions to not just be flung wide and sprayed all over everybody. and then screwing with their own internal chemistry. So when the other emotions come up, what do we do? There is a difference between experiencing those emotions for 90 seconds, letting it run for 90 seconds, and 90 minutes, 90 hours, 90 days. Because you have heard me on this channel talk about letting yourself experience the emotion for 90 seconds. Sometimes you gotta just deal with it. That's when it'll run through, and then you can then use your brain to analyze it and be like, okay, I'm done. I experienced it. It's good enough. Thank you for letting me experience that, and I'm done. That's called refractory time. How soon can you get back to a more even level, or maybe even level way up here? So let's think about uninhibitedly expressing joy, happiness, love, compassion, peace. Get those to become the emotions that just flood out of us without control. And have the other emotions do their 90 seconds, and then we're done. We don't tell our coworkers all about them. We don't tell our friends all about them. We're done. Wouldn't that be a much better world? Internally, externally. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. It's work. This isn't like flipping a switch. It's work. Yeah, I know. Work. Yep. Oh, hey, guess what? It's some of that self-care I mentioned yesterday. Oops. Yep. But hey, I mention it because I love y'all. And I want everyone to feel peace and joy and happiness and love, no matter what's going on in the external environment. Thank you, and namaste.